into math, lesson 3.1, divide by 2-digit divisor. I can use strategies based on place value to divide 3 and 4-digit dividends by 2-digit divisors. Step it up. Lena makes clothes for her online store. She makes 19 shirts from a large roll of fabric. Each roll has 610 inches of fabric. How many inches of fabric from the roll does Lena use for each shirt? Write a division problem to represent the situation and estimate the answer. Okay, so our original one would be what? 610 divided by 19. Let's do our numbers real quick and what we're looking for. Okay, equals inches, right? Or let's just say the fabric. Okay, what would be an estimate? So 19 we round to what? 20. We always do the divisor first, right? And then what could be round 610 to? Which equals, mark off the 0, mark off the 0. 60 divided by 2 is about 30 inches, right? Okay, divide the 10. Share the 10s equally among the 19 groups. How many 10s can go into each group? So we said 19 could be estimated to about 20. So how many times did 19 go into 61? Around 3 times. What is 3 times 19? Oh, hold on, we need to put 3 10s here. So 3 times 9 is 7. Mentally carry the 2. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2 is 5, 57. 4 left over, bring down our 0. So we have 4 10s left over. Okay. So now how many times can 19 groups go into 40? 2 times. And you guys can read a little smaller, so you need to try and keep it, above the place values, right, guys? Okay, so 19 times 2 is 40 minus 38 is a remainder 2. So we have 2 1s left over. So then compare, is your estimate reasonable? So yes, it's reasonable because 30 is close to 32 remainder 2, right? Okay. Step it up. Number 2, Lena's shirts are in fast fashion as the company with stores across the country is shown. The company orders 1,200 of her shirts. If each store receives the same number of shirts in the first shipment, how many shirts will each store receive? Okay. And there's how many stores? 38, right? And how many will they do? Estimate. So we can keep the 1,200, right, guys? And then divide it by 40. Mark off a 0, mark off a 0. 40 into 12 is what? 3 and add up. So about 30 shirts, right? Divide the 10. So we're going to work it out. So 38 is it going to what? 12? 120. How many times? 38 is about 40, right? So 3 times. 3 times 8 is 4. Mentally carry the 2. 3 times 3 is plus 2 is. So 6 left over. Bring down the 0. We said 38 is about 40. So how many times does 40 go into 60? 1 minus 38, and you're left with 12. So 31 remainder 12. So how many shirts will each store have? So 31 shirts, and then how many are left over? 12 shirts. Check understanding number 1. A museum director wants to display 609 objects in 21 rooms, so that each room has the same number of objects. Write a division problem to represent the situation. 609 objects, 21 rooms, and then they want the same number of objects in each room. And then they want us to estimate first and then get our actual answer. So when we estimate, we do the divisor first. What are we going to round 21 to? 20, 609, 600. So mark off a 0, mark off a 0. So 30 objects, right? Okay. Then we're actually going to work it out. So 609 divided by 21. How many times does 21 go into 6? 0 into 62. We could say 3, but then it would be too high. Yep, and then we'd have to fix it. So 2. So minus 42, and you're left with 18, right? Bring down the 9. Now, how many times does 2 go into 18? 9 times, okay? Could we do that? Because we have a little bit more than 180, right? So let's try it. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. Nothing left over. So our answer is 29 objects. Is our answer reasonable?
Yes.
Yes, because 29 is close to. On your note, number 2, a conference coordinator has 128 chairs to arrange in 11 rows. If each row has the same number of chairs, how many chairs on each row? How many chairs are left? So 128 chairs, 11 rows. How many chairs are in each row? How many chairs are left over? So what am I going to do? This time they don't ask for that, so we actually don't want to do that. 11 into 1? 11 into 12? Minus 11. 1, bring down the 8. 11 into 18? Minus 11. 7 left over. Do you have anything else to bring down? No. So 11 remainders. So how many chairs are in each row? 11 chairs, and how many are left over that they didn't use? 7 chairs. Okay, now how can we check our answer? We can take the quotient times the divisor and get what? 121, and then add the remainder of 7, which is 128. Okay, number 3. So, what am I going to do? 24. Okay, 24 into 96. So 24 is close to what? 25, right? So how many times would 25 go into 96? 3 times, because they get 75. What about 4? Would that get us somewhat close? Can we try it? Let's see. We can always fix it, right? 4 times 4 is
16.
Mentally carry the 1. 4 times 2 is
8.
plus 1 is
9.
Oh, does that work out good for us?
Yep.
So is 4 my answer?
No.
No, because I can't just leave it there because I still have a 0, right? So I would bring down my other 0. Doesn't go into it. So 0 times minus 0. Nothing left over. So my answer is. Next one. What is my dividend? Divided by 82. So 82 we're going to round to what, guys? 80, right? Or 8. So 82 into 3. 32. Now we're going to say 8 into 32. How many times? 4 times. Let's try it. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 8 is 32. So we're just what? 1 over. Yeah, we should have a remainder of that, right? So 3, so 6, and then 24. 1, this becomes a 12, this becomes a 2, so 81. Bring down the 9. So how many times would 8 go into 8? Or 8 into 81? So should we try 9? 9 times 2 is 18. Mentally carry the 1. That's 73, right? Is that right? Yeah. Okay. So 1, 11, 7. So 39 remainder. 39 remainder 81. Okay, next one. 45 into 7. Nope, 45 into 76.
Nope.
Once, right? Minus 45. 31 left over, bring down the 9. 45 into 319. So 4 would go into 31. How many times?
That'd be 1 over.
So 7 times, right? I think we can try 7. So 7 times 5 is, it's a 5, mentally carry the 3. 28 plus 3 is
31.
17 remainder 4. Next one, 39 into 2.
Nope. Nope.
Into 21.
Nope.
So now we can estimate the 39 to about 40. So 4 would go into 21 how many times?
5.
Okay, so let's do 5. 5 times 9 is 45. Put the 4 or the 5 mentally carry the 4. 5 times 3 is plus 4 is. So this would become 14. This would become 10, right? This would become 1. So 19, right? Does that work? Then we're left with 195. So 5 again minus 195 gets us nothing left over. So our answer is 55. Number 7, use reasoning and reasoning. A cell phone has 4,515 megabytes of storage space available. Each download song is 12 megabytes, and each downloaded podcast is 84 megabytes. If only songs or only podcasts are downloaded, how many more songs and podcasts can be downloaded? Explain your thinking. So this is going to be a multi-step, right? Okay, so what do I need to do first? 4,515 divided by 12. Okay, 12 goes into 45 how many times? 3 times minus 36. 9, bring down the 1.
So 7.
Minus 84. 7, bring down the 5. How many times? So what is that? 3. So remainder 3. Okay. Okay, so then we're going to take 4,515 divided by 84, right? So how many times does 84 go into 451? So how many times does 8 go into 45? 5 times. Okay, 5 times 4 is 20. Put the 0, carry the 2. 8 times 5 is 40 plus 2 is 42. So 31 left over, bring down the 5. How many times does 8 go into 31? 3 times. So 3 times 4 is 12. Mentally carry the 1. 3 times 8 is 24, plus 1 is 25. So 3, this becomes 11, that becomes a 2, so 63. So 53 remainder is 63. So to continue finding our answer, we use our quotient from our division problems, and we took 376 minus 53 and got 323. So there would be 323 more songs left because we subtracted those things. Then on the second part, if the phone is filled with only songs or only podcasts, how many megabytes would be left on the phone? So we took what we had for our remainder and our division problem and added 3 plus 63 to get 66 megabytes.